Kia Bell Rogers, and I am a child survivor of domestic violence. I can remember being a kid and being scared to come home. My home life was very violent and emotionally abusive and stressful. There were times that I was wondering if my mom was going to be alive in the morning. But my story is not more about me, it's more about how my mom got out of domestic violence. One day my mom went to the doctor, and her doctor finally asked the right question, and that was, "Annette, what is going on?" And my mother was honest, and she told our doctor that she was being abused by my father. It took my mother 4 years to come up with a plan and to become safe enough to leave the house. But it was a lot of steps in between there. This was in the early 90s. And during that time, every phone number that you called would be printed on the phone bill. So my mom could not call her family. The doctor office and her best friend, Shirley, would get together and make sure that my mom was able to get in contact with her family. It was a system of people that got together to make sure my mom was safe. My mother was a very educated woman, very smart, likable, lovable, and she hid that the violence that she was enduring from everybody, except her very close friends. My mom's family knew something was happening, but they didn't know because she didn't tell anyone but her very close friends. And she was scared to tell her family because, she didn't want them to get involved, because my father had threatened to hurt them. My mom had a way of walking into a room and lighting it up with a smile, but behind that smile was pain and mental and verbal and physical abuse. But I think about how her doctor intervened and encouraged my mother and always told her how great she was and that she didn't deserve this and that she was a wonderful person and that she deserved more. And they worked together with my mom's friend to make sure that there was more. And when she got in contact with her family, we found out that there was a place called Helpmate here in Asheville, North Carolina. And on March 17th, which was my 15th birthday, my mom gave me a black trash bag and told me to pack what I wanted because we were leaving. I was scared. I was excited. I had so many emotions that conflicted with each other. My biggest fear was that she would return because she had before. My mom left 3 times before then. The difference between my mom leaving that time and the 3 times that she left before was that my mom had a plan. She just wasn't leaving in the middle of the night because my father had went on a rampage and abused her. She was leaving because she had a plan. And I had no idea where we were going. That first night we traveled to Atlanta and we stopped at my uncle's and we rested for 2 days. And then we traveled to Asheville and met with my other uncle who housed us for a night before we moved into Helpmate on March 23rd. When I entered into the house, most people think of a shelter. It was a beautiful older home. And when I entered in, it was not just a shelter. It was my safe haven. It was my umbrella in a rainy day. It was everything I needed. And walking in, and one of the women embraced me. She wasn't a staff. She was actually a resident. And as I was standing there, 15 years old, crying, she embraced me. And that was the most important part for me, was that I knew that I belonged there. If it was not for Helpmate and my mom's family and friends in her circle, I wouldn't be here today. I would be a statistic. And definitely, if it was not for my mom's circle of friends and Helpmate, I would not have this little person. My daughter, Sullivan Noel Rogers. And because of Helpmate, the cycle has been ended. And I'm in a loving relationship, and I know that even though I grew up in domestic violence, it's not my entire life. It is not who I am. And we do survive, and we do have great lives one day. If you are in need of help, please call the number on the screen and either contact the Family Justice Center or Helpmate Services directly.